Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of episode 4 of PICARD. I have to start out by saying I could not commit to the bit. I was very proud of the names of my first 3. Make it so, make it slow. I was just really pleased with myself, and the third one wasn't that great. Make it go, and then I got nothing for this one. So this was a good episode. This was a really good, fun, interesting episode. So this one, well, they're in space. Picard and the I don't even know what ship they're called. It's kind of like this weird ship that's like a lobby, essentially. I guess it's some sort of supply or transport ship, but it's like a building that's 90% lobby. Also, they have a holodeck that is amazingly Picard Chateau for I don't know. So this one, they're off in the ship, and they want to go to no, let's just go to someplace else. One of the things I love about the show is it's an old man show, and it knows it. He's solving a mystery that started 10,000 years ago, and you know what? It can wait. So let's get to this planet after we get to the other planet. I'm just, he basically says like, this is my last chance to go there. So he goes back to the planet that they dumped the Romulan refugees on. I've never really... I always hated the Romulan, so I just brain dumped everything about them. But Mecha Random 42 was talking about in the original Star Trek that the Romulans were supposed to be very advanced technologically, and now they don't know how to leave their own ship or their own planet and spaceships. Whatever. It's symbolic. It's like poetry. It rhymes. But I have a question. Is Vashti supposed to be like some trash planet, and it was just like a temporary place to put them? Because it seems like 90% of the other planets you see in the Star Trek universe just a bunch of rocks and some prefabricated building. You ever notice how bored everyone is on Star Trek planets? They're all just kind of meandering around the town square. Nobody's really doing anything. Someone's kind of it's post-scarcity, so no one really needs a job. So whatever, I'll just be a bartender. I don't feel like fixing you a drink. Who's going to fire me? I actually have no boss. So they go there, and he needs basically muscle. Again, they just announced another Indiana Jones movie, and I remember being in the army stationed in freaking Germany 10 years ago, and Harrison Ford was really old, and they did this weird thing where they did this in Die Hard as well. The older John McClane got, the tougher he got. In the last, or not, actually, I didn't see the last one. The second to last one, he was like on top of a VTOL aircraft and like falling off of it. It just always reminds me about that Dennis Leary line from Gunman, when he goes, "What are you, made out of rubber?" Everyone's just made out of rubber. But he's an old man. He walks old, and he talks old, and he likes to think about things, and everyone yells at him because nobody likes old people. He's not a captain or admiral, so people can go tell him just to eat a dick, and he can't do anything about it. He's just like, I am old. It's like, I freaking love it. He's like some Adam Sandler character. So he's having to deal with, not having all the authority and power. And at one point, he's kind of starting some shit. And then everyone wants to fight him. He's like, I'm an old man. I don't know what I'm doing. He actually gives up in the middle of a sword fight. Now, yeah, it is. He doesn't want to kill the guy, but he also kind of is just like fighting 4 men who are, in good shape and not 80, and his character's supposed to be 90. It was nice, fun, pleasant, easygoing, as Picard episodes should be. We got to see some progress. We got to find more about the different stories with the what is it called? The Borg reclamation site, whatever they call it. The Borg cube that they're kind of using as an archaeological dig, which I love that idea. And then the woman who went crazy, we're finding out more about her. This is very good and pleasant and slow. I gotta say though, the Romulan spy, who's like the most obvious spy in the world, To which the girl's like, "Are you a spy?" He's like, "What's a spy?" It feels like convincing people that you aren't a spy. Honestly, if people ask you if you're a spy, you have 100% failed. There's no like, oh, here's the time to prove what an amazing spy I am. No. Like, if people ask if you're a spy, you failed. Go back to base, get debriefed, and probably get sent to a gulag. I actually forgot my point. But I will say, I don't take this character seriously anymore because he got choked out by his sister in like a front choke. And there's a little bit of like a hand on the back shoulder. It's like, you're a man, she's a woman, and she's not like a bodybuilder. Just move a little backwards. I'm sure they used to fight like this when kids, but it felt like it was little kid fighting. It's like, I'm choking you. It's like, ah. It's like, wait, I'm not even up against the wall. I can just move back a little bit. But getting back to the old man thing, so he needs to recruit basically a bodyguard, a Ronin. So he finds this guy, Elnor, who was one of the refugees, and he grew up, he's kind of bitter because, the whole rescue. I mean, he got off an exploding planet into a non-exploding planet. It's like, set small and achievable goals. Like, what did you want? It's like, I feel like we're getting some very, very, what's the word? Very, very persnickety refugees. You're like, I'm not just trying to get out of war zone. I need to live in one of the nicer neighborhoods of London. It's like, you exploding planet, and now you're not exploding. Why is everyone so ass mad? Like, what was the plan? You guys were all going to go live on, what was it? What's the pleasure planet? Ryza? I told my buddy who's like a huge, who's a huge Star Trek fan, is like, what's the worst news you can get in the Star Trek universe? He goes, what? He goes, you find out your sister just got a job on Ryza. Like, do y'all think you're gonna go to Ryza? Like, you're non-exploding planet. You're good. So besides that, we have some. It's interesting to watch people get sick of things. Like, sci-fi, basically every sci-fi for the last 20 years, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever, has had to have a Joss Whedon character, motor mouth, like Felicity on Arrow. That's a Joss Whedon character, and now we got one, but everyone else seems kind of annoyed by her, which is cool because you're supposed to think she's delightful. It's a Allison Pill. But they don't even really commit to it. Like, she starts doing that motor mouth cutesy pie thing, and then she just kind of stops. You're like, okay, yeah, and you're like, you guys started writing that, and then you just stop. Okay, that's fine. Besides that, it was good. We get a kind of cool, kind of confusing space dogfight doing with a planetary shield. I thought having to deal with both getting in and out of a planetary shield was kind of interesting and fun. You're not used to that. Everyone just goes to whatever planet they want to go to. And I didn't quite understand the end fight. I didn't understand it. I know usually they're like, oh, we can't outrun them, but he just kind of seemed just to be like bobbling around and not having any plan. And then they got saved by, wait for it, 7 of 9. Little weird real life trivia, not Star Trek trivia. Jerry Ryan, weirdly enough, kind of led to Obama being president. Google it. But yeah, it was, just Google it. It's interesting. She is one of the primary people in history that led to him becoming president. Basically, she was married to a guy who they got a divorce, and she just spilled all the tea, and then he lost his seat, and then Obama got that seat, and very quickly was chosen to run for president. But she's great. It was very, very nice. This one episode was directed by Jonathan Frakes. He's not in it. If you've ever been getting confused, like, if he left the planet, why have I seen publicity photos of Deanna Troi and Riker at the chateau? Well, for whatever reason, they've decided that the chateau is also a hollow suite program. Okay, whatever. And the weird thing is that it's not his office. Like, they have a meeting in his chateau office, and then later he's like, I'm going back to my quarters. It's like, this is your house. Do you have another? Are you leaving one holodeck version of your house to go to another one? That's weird. It's weird. So Mecha Random 42 was hypothesizing that this is where the rewrites came in. The sole writing credit was for Michael Chabon, who I thought the news was like he got kicked off fairly early. I mean, it is halfway through, but it's very good. It's getting better. I really like this show. This is what Discovery should have been. It should have been more simple, more stripped down, more basic. Not just like everyone freaking out in like 6 different Joss Whedon characters in every scene. And I will never forget that. I think it was the second to the last episode of season 2 where Michael Burnham had like 5 or 6 separate crying scenes. It actually, Michael Burnham reminds me of the time where Luna, the dog, she had like, she kind of worked her way up in rights. She got sit on the couch rights, and then like sleep in, my room rights. And then for whatever reason, like, I remember, I left the room one time, and I came back, and she just jumped onto the bed and just made herself at home, like rearranged all the she rearranged all the what do you call it? Sheets, and she almost knocked my tablet on the ground. So like, she lost her in sleeping in the room privileges, so she had to sleep out in the living room. And she got angry, and she got like revenge. She revenge pooped, and for 3 nights in a row, she revenge pooped 8 separate poops, all in a line, right by my door. Like, she didn't know how to spell FU because she's a dog. She can't spell, but it was FU. And I was bothered, but I was also very curious. It's like, I've never seen her poop more than like 2 or 3 times a day. How did she poop 8 times in a night, 3 nights in a row? And that's how it is with like Michael Burnham. It's like, how does she have this much water in her body to cry this much? Eventually she's just gonna, can you die from dehydration just from crying as much as Michael Burnham cries? Anyway, so sorry for the dog poop story. I guess there should have been a warning for that at the beginning. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep doing these as long as they get reasonable views. What was my lowest view? I did some like police movie, and that did really terrible reviews. Like, I watched Nighthawks with Stallone, and that was good, but I'm not doing a review of that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I have no idea what I'm gonna review next, although I kind of want to watch the second Tron movie again, because I watched it on my phone on a plane, and I didn't really hear the soundtrack, and everyone says it has like one of the most amazing soundtracks ever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.